When I started my channel in late 2018, I would have expected my 100th video to be something really big and fun and celebratory and just a real blast to watch. As of today, which is November 2020, you get whatever this is instead as the 100th video. This is not a negative video, but it's something, and I hesitate to say whether it lies in either of the good or bad categories. This is a interesting video, let's call it that. What's up everyone? It's been a while. I'm Ari Lynette, I still am, that hasn't changed. And today I'm posting something of a life update video. I know this isn't the most interesting of videos and probably not the one people were wanting to see, but I feel like I need to make this video to clarify what's been going on ever since I uploaded my last video in July. And if you've been keeping track, July, my last video, was this kind of analysis of Sistergeddon and everything surrounding it. I'm still really proud of that video, and I'm proud of the analysis that I was able to try and come up with. I was especially happy that I was able to do something that wasn't just this inflammatory quick response, and was something that I'd kind of considered a little bit more, and was a little more complimentary. Maybe a little bit too complimentary. But yeah, jury's still out on that. Overall, that video, net positive as far as I'm concerned. Still really happy with it. Now I kind of have to fill up the gaps between then and now so you can kind of understand where my headspace is right now, because I appreciate you probably watching this like, oh, what are we gonna get now? So I may as well start with the important stuff. First of all, I graduated from university, finally, which was really exciting for me and definitely a big deal after kind of going through this year in a very unconventional way, but I'm sure there's no secret to why that is. Coronavirus! And now I have to figure out what I'm actually gonna do with my life. Yay. What an enviable task that is. But if you follow me on Instagram, chances are you don't really need much catching up. You probably know what I've been doing recently. I've been doing my palette designs. Stuff like this palette, and this palette, and this palette. I promise this isn't the whole video. And I've been keeping up with those really well. I've also been doing some other series. I've been doing some palette redesigns. I've been doing making some palettes into minis. I've been doing this series where I dupe my designs using my real life collection. My real life collection has also grew. Because, yeah, of course it did. Are we surprised? I've also been lucky enough on Instagram to be part of the Mo and Friends Beauty Crawl, which is really awesome. It's like a pub crawl, only with different makeup related creators. So I've been able to do live streams weekly on Instagram around the time that was happening, and those live streams are still available on IGTV if you're that interested. If you want some makeup content, that's there. I've also started my own really interesting project, which I started in September. Thank you, traffic, for not shutting up. I started my own podcast, which just another person with a podcast. Isn't that what the internet needed? I started this in September, posting the first episode, and I've been releasing new episodes weekly. Well, mostly. So the podcast is called Ari Lynette is Trying His Best. It is available on all sorts of platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, various other podcasting platforms. It's ran through Anchor, so it likes to put all the content on different platforms, which is really useful. And what I do on the podcast is basically just talk about whatever I want for about 40 minutes and kind of getting into different things I'm interested in and different rabbit holes I go down. It's like taking all of that wasted energy and actually putting it into something. And it's not always beauty related. I talk about all sorts of things. Advertising, dolls, music, various other things that I forgot to mention. And that's something I've been really enjoying. And what I've also been doing is I've been in the process of putting these episodes on YouTube. I'm putting them on their own separate channel so it doesn't clog up this one. Those are on their way onto YouTube, but that'll take a little bit more of a while. I believe I've gone on to episode 6 so far. Hopefully we'll get that ball rolling a little bit more. And the podcast will be linked in the description, and the podcast YouTube channel is also on my channel page. So check those out if you have not listened to the podcast. And if you have listened to the podcast, thank you, because someone's got to do it. So I've talked about my podcast, I've talked about my Instagram, I've talked about all that stuff. What about this channel? What am I going to do on this channel? What am I going to upload? And when am I going to upload it? Am I going to be uploading on this channel? Let's discuss. So one reason, which is a technical reason why I haven't been uploading onto the channel, is because I've been finding it a lot harder to transfer the footage from my iPad to my computer, because my old iPad was just really getting groggy, and yeah, That one's been sent off to greener pastures. And I now have a new iPad, which I'm filming on right now. It is much faster, and hopefully it will be able to handle this stuff a lot better. But that's not the only reason. Like, I'd be lying if I said the iPad was the only reason, because I don't really know what I want to do on this channel. I'm still not 100% sure on that. That's not a final thing. That's this is still work in progress. This is still the cogs going around in my head trying to figure out what's going to go on here. Even though I want to have content here, I just don't know what. I have a couple of ideas, I don't know if they're going to come into fruition, but one thing's for certain, I don't think I'm going to go back to the way things used to be with my content, because I've just been having a lot of issues with small beauty YouTube recently, and I'm not going to talk about them all here because it would take a while, and also I talked about it a lot on an episode of my podcast, Ireland is Trying His Best, now available on all platforms. Well, not all of them. But in short, I feel like small beauty YouTube isn't where my heart is anymore. It worked for me in the past, and that was all genuine, but now it just doesn't. Like, things have changed. I've changed. I'm still interested in makeup, and I still watch a few people who I happen to be friends with, and that's kind of where I am now. I'm just kind of in this happy place of consuming it in my own way, and I don't really want to make, like, all the different formats from beauty YouTube. I don't want to do that anymore. I'd expect this channel to be a little more generalized in the future and a little less specific. That's probably the most concrete thing I can say, because that's really where my heart is right now. It's a lot less in new stuff and selling stuff, and it's a lot more in, like, just existing and living with things. I guess that was a really shit explanation, wasn't it? But long story short, I'm still making my mind up on what I want to do in this channel, but I didn't want to go into 2021 not having some kind of way of explaining this. So here is the video, the life update. You're welcome. This is not me giving up on the channel. I still want to have this channel and I still want to do things with this channel. It's just what? I'm not sure of yet. But I'm still making stuff if you are interested. I'm not completely off the face of the earth. I've been doing a lot on Instagram. And you can follow my Instagram at @AriLynette, where you can see all of my palette designs, all of my different series that I've been doing. And you can also, if you are very interested, you can follow Porg on Instagram, and Porg's Instagram is @TheBlessedPorg. You get lots of quality content over there with this one that I can vastly recommend, even if you don't give a shit about me. Like, Porg's right there doing some great stuff. Of course, my Twitter's always doing its own thing. If you know it, you know it. And then I've already mentioned the podcast far too many times, so we'll just not. That's there. Link in the description. So there you go, thanks for watching this little life update video, as insignificant as it was. And remember, we're still in a pandemic, so wash your hands, don't forget the thumbs. People do that sometimes. Wear a mask over your nose and mouth, I am watching, and so is Porg. We don't play with our health on this channel. And as always, Black Lives Matter, and they always will. Thank you for watching, I hope to see you again soon. Bye! Fine, we'll have Porg Wave 2. Bye.